TGIF, coming off another winning day. We got a big slate today. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more NBA action. Made it to the weekend. Hopefully, you guys have some cool weekend plans. If you do, leave a comment below. I'm a parent of 2 toddlers. I like to hear about other people's plans. But yesterday, a winning 2-in-1 day. We'll take it. Just 3 half-unit plays. It was a small slate. Didn't really love it, so I didn't want to force many bets. But we'll go over the recap in just a little bit because the only loss was due to an ejection, unfortunately. But before we get into it, we like to mention this a few times a month because it's a lot of fun, guys. Call sheet. Me and Ryan have a ton of fun on this website. If you don't know much about it, it is federally regulated in all 50 states. It's like stocks, except for it's with world events. You can buy and sell contracts, anything like that, from movies to sports to economics, video games, weather, politics, etc., etc. It is huge and it is awesome. And in fact, I just made a call sheet trade of the day for myself. As you can see by this screenshot, I put $5 on the highest temperature in New York City tomorrow to be 52 degrees or above. It was 27 cents per contract. I get 17 bucks if it hits. I did some research. Don't worry. I'm a weatherman now. But either way, lots of fun things to do. So click that link below if you want to join. You get a $20 bonus credit. But let's get into it. And that means we got to end strong with a dad joke. Here we go. The man who invented throat lozenges died last week. There was no coffin at his funeral. Come on, that's pretty good. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday again, that 2-in-1 day, and then we're going to talk defenses versus the center position. And then, of course, we'll give you our best bets and any leans we have for Friday, and we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. As you guys know, on our way to 40,000 subscribers. So if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that Discord link below in the description. It's completely free to join. Got a ton of smart minds in there giving out bets every single day. So let's get it rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. A 2-in-1 day. We start out with 2 very easy winners, guys. Brook Lopez over 11.5 points. Well, he had 10 in the first quarter, cashed it in the second quarter. Just a beautiful thing. He played well. The Nuggets kind of let him do whatever he wanted. I think he ended up with over 20 points. Would have been a good ladder spot. Wish I put a unit on it. Either way, half-unit winner. Max Christie, we cashed his over a few days ago. Then we went under 14.5 points. Did not take many shots. Like I expected, under 14.5. He ends with 8. Another easy winner. And then here we go. This is why it's not easy to get a sweep or to hit a parlay. Anthony Edwards, over 3.5 threes. Well, I needed 4. He had 2. Third quarter, gets ejected. I have yet to see exactly what happened, but he got ejected, and that was it. So who knows if he'll get suspended as well, but that's what we end up with. Would he have hit? I don't know. We'll never know. Under tracker, 52 and 37 on the under player props. Overall record, 225, 183, up 23.87 units. So it's been a good season so far on a nice little 13-6 run right now. Let's keep that rolling into the weekend. But before we get to those best bets, let's talk the big men. All right, we start out with the defenses giving up the most points to the center position. We got 2 matchups here. The Thunder facing Onyeka Okongwu. I don't know why I was struggling to say that. 14.6 points per game. Thunder giving up 23.5. And then the Jazz giving up 22.1, facing Naz Reid of the T-Wolves on the second night of a back-to-back. 19.6 points per game with Gobert out. He has stepped up. Not so much yesterday. But anyways, those are the 2 matchups. Then you see the Pelicans, Bulls, and Nets. Also good matchups. We got Jokic playing, averaging 26.4. Cat is questionable to play, but of course we have him up here as well. But there's all the rest of them. Take a screenshot. Let's head over to the rebounds. And we got one matchup. It's the game of the day, the Cavaliers and Celtics. Celtics actually giving up a lot of rebounds to centers, 18.3 in the last 30 days. By the way, all these stats are the last 30 days, and any team or player that's in green just means they're playing today. But Jared Allen, 11.7 rebounds per game in the last 30 days. So let's take a look at the assists now, and we only got one matchup. It's the Pistons facing Nikola Jokic. He's averaging 11.1. Absolutely insane, the point guard center that he is. And the Pistons giving up 5.5 assists to the center position. And then there's all the rest of the guys in that same game. Jalen Duren there at 3.9 assists per game, all the way down to Vucevic at 3 dimes per game. So that's what we got for all the over matchups. Now let's take a look at the toughest center matchups. And we got a lot of teams playing here. I'll just say that. But the fewest points per game to the center. You know what? The Lakers get rid of Anthony Davis. and then absolutely dominate because they have changed how they play defense and they just do not let the center beat them. They just flat out don't. We had a Jokic over points prop, didn't even come close. But Lakers giving up the fewest. Cavaliers, Celtics gonna be a good matchup there. Knicks and then T Wolves, Hawks, Heat are the teams playing there. Fewest rebounds. Nuggets are up there almost every week. I mean, they just do not give up many rebounds. 12.1. Knicks, Cavs, Blazers, Hawks, and then over there in the fewest assists. Surprisingly, the Nuggets as well. Heat, Grizzlies, all the way down to the bottom. But again, hopefully this helps you out. We do point guard on Monday, do every single position all the way through center on Friday, and hopefully you guys use that research to get some winners yourself. But that's what we got for the research help today, and now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to the ATL where the Hawks host the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder minus 12.5 total. This one is 242. We're going to start out with an under. Give me Trae Young under 37.5 points plus assists, minus 115 on Bet365. This is the one unit play for me here. I like it at 36.5 as well. I also like his under PRAs. I like everything Trae Young over or under. Sorry, Trae this season under this line in 58% of games already, averaging 35.27 PAs per game. So we can already tell this line is a couple above his average. Last 10 games, under in only 4 of the last 10, averaging 39.6 PAs per game. He's been crushing it. He's been playing really well. I think that's why we're getting this high line as well. But he's playing 37 minutes per game, 20 potential assists. We know all about Trae. He's the highest potential assist guy in the NBA. But these numbers reflect it, and this line reflects it as well. But to me, it's all about the matchup here. So we've talked about this all year. It's the Thunder. They are absolutely elite versus point guards. In the last 30 days, no team has given up fewer points per game to the point guard position than the OKC Thunder. They're 11th in assists allowed to the point guard, but it's all about that pick and roll ball handlers as well. We've talked about this all season as well. They're the number one defense by far in the NBA versus the pick and roll ball handler. And we know Trae Young is all about that. So they're only allowing 13.4 points per game and only 12 field goal attempts per game to the pick and roll ball handler, allowing the fewest points per possession, 7th lowest frequency. It goes on and on and on. They are very, very good. They attack the ball handler off the pick and rolls. They do not make it easy for him. And not only is Trae the point guard, he's also the best player on the court. So he's going to get all the attention. There's no more Jalen Johnson on the court. I expect Dort, Wallace, Caruso, and these boys from OKC, they want to get the ball out of his hands. Could that lead to some assists? Possibly, but again, the Thunder all around are an elite defense, and we'll give up some assists. I mean, we're talking about a 37.5 line. That's a lot better than him knocking down threes, that's for sure. But in Trae's game earlier this season versus OKC, he had 32 PAs. That was with Jalen Johnson on the court as well. The last 4, I'm just going to say good point guards versus OKC. I'm not going to compare him to like Mike Conley and players like that, but Tyler Hero, 20 PAs, averages about 30. John Morant, 23 PAs, averages 28.2. Quickly, 16 PAs, averages 21.6. Devin Booker, 22 PAs, averages 33. All well below their averages. That's what the Thunder do. And as you can tell by this line, Trae's going to have an above average game to go over this one in a very tough matchup. Cherry on top, you guys know it. Blowout potential here. I said this in the Thunder and Nuts game. And you saw the Nets take the lead. So obviously these are hard to predict. You never know. I expect the Thunder to come out a little bit better and not be so sleepy as they were in that Nets game. But also had some bad luck. The Nets were just knocking down every single shot. So that's my bet. We're going to start out with an under. Give me Trae Old under 37.5 points plus assists as my first best bet. All right, this next one takes us out to Miami, Florida, where the Heat host the Indiana Pacers. Pacers -4. Total in this one is 226. Guess what? We got another under. Give me Andrew Nembhard under 18.5 PRAs at -115 on DraftKings. This can be a half unit play for me here. And let's just dive right into Outlier and start looking at some numbers. So here we go. As you can see, and by the way, if you want to join Outlier, guys, click the link below in the description. It's just incredible. Best betting research tool on the market. I use it every single day. With that link below, you get a 7-day free trial. But last 10 games, as you can see, we see a lot of green, and that is a good thing. He is under in 8 straight games. Not just that, in the last 10 games, you can see he's averaging just 14.6 PRAs per game. Well under this line. We're talking 4 under. And then we scroll down. Let's look at some more numbers kind of behind the scenes and dive deeper. Let's start with field goal attempts. As you can see there, he's taken 5 to 8 shots only in 5 of the last 7 games. His confidence is flat out not there right now. Look at his 3 points now and look at what his 3-point attempts and shooting percentage. Right under that, you can see right there, 17% from deep, guys. That's pretty bad. I'm just saying. If you don't know, that's bad. He is now 2 for his last 20 His confidence is completely gone. He's ice cold. Missed 7 threes in a row now. You could say he is due. Absolutely. Could he have a hot game all of a sudden? Sure. But the volume has gone down and his confidence has gone down. You can see it when you watch him play. He's not exactly looking to shoot as much as he used to. And then if you look at the minutes, just to kind of show you guys, it's consistent. He's not a guy who's going to get 35 minutes per game. He's right around 27, 29 minutes. And then right next to that, if you add up the potential RAs, rebounds, chances, and potential assists, averaging 12.7. He has not had more than 7 rebounds and assists in 8 straight games as well. So, I mean, he's going to have a pretty decent scoring night, scoring 12, 13 points, which he just has not done well lately. And then we go to the matchup. Shooting guard position, as you can see over there on the right side. This is over the course of the season. Heat giving up the second fewest points per game to the shooting guard, average for rebounds and assists. But if you look at a little deeper into it, last 2 weeks, Heat have given up the 7th fewest points per game to the shooting guards, average for rebounds, but they have given up the fewest assists per game in the entire NBA to shooting guards in the last 2 weeks. Now, let's talk about the even deeper matchup. Nembhard's shot profile, 26% frequency for him as a spot up shooter, if you call him a shooter right now. Heat are the 6th best defense versus the spot up shooters. 36% frequency, Nembhard scores within 10 feet. Heat have given up the 6th lowest frequency, 11th lowest field goal percentage in the last 10 games on shots within 10 feet. And oh, by the way, if you don't know, if you watch Miami games, in this month of February, they have played at the 2nd slowest pace in the NBA. So they are going to make sure there are less possessions. They do not want Indiana to play that fast pace up and down the court. They are going to try to slow this game down. So I'm taking an under here on a guy lacking confidence in his shot. His volume is going down a little bit while also in a pretty tough matchup. So give me it for the 9th straight game, hopefully. Andrew Nembhard under 18.5 PRAs. And let's move on to bet number 3. All right, this third one takes us out to Detroit, Michigan, where the Pistons host the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Pistons -1.5, total is 237. We're betting on a guy we have not bet on yet this year. Give me Asar Thompson over 17.5 PRAs at -105 on DraftKings. This is a 1-unit play. So this is Amen Thompson's twin brother, in case you didn't know. He's been in the starting lineup for a little while now. So the last 10 games, that's what I'm going to look at. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, over in 8 of the last 10. It was actually 8 straight before he faced 2 tough matchups against the Celtics and the Clippers, if I could get it out. But he still had 16 and 15 PRAs in those 2 games, so no less than 15 in the last 10 games. You'd like to see that as a nice floor. He's averaging a solid 22.2 PRAs per game in the last 10, averaging 25 minutes per game as well. Now, if we just take it down to 22, again, he's averaging 25. In games where he's played 22 or more minutes, he's over this line in a ridiculous 14 of 18 games, averaging 20.56 PRAs per game. He's also averaging 9.3 rebounds and assists per game on 16 potentials. He's also had some big RA games, like 11 plus rebounds and assists in 5 of the 9 games. He has a game like that here, then we're not going to need much scoring from him, which is also helpful. But this matchup, last 30 days, Nuggets have given up the 3rd most points per game to the small forward position. Their average for rebounds, which is actually pretty good because Nuggets are usually really good in rebounds, but small forwards, they have leaks in rebounds, giving up the 4th most assists to the small forward position as well. They've played at an average pace his last 10 games. Asar Thompson, if you don't know, he's the guy who's going to attack the rim. He's not a shooter. He's at 82% frequency on scoring within 10 feet. That's right, not a shooter at all. And Nuggets have had their struggles defending the paint. Let's face it, Nikola Jokic is not some guy that just is a rim protector or anything like that. I think Asar can get to the rim here versus a weak Nuggets defense. They've been struggling all season long. Second night of a back-to-back, some tired legs. So give me the other brother from the same mother, over 17.5 PRAs. That is my 3rd and final best bet. But before we get out of here, let's check out a couple leans. All right, I got 2 quick ones for you. The first one, under 245 in the Knicks and Grizzlies game. This is ridiculously high. First of all, here's the deal. We could get a steal here because Karl-Anthony Towns may or may not play in this game. If he doesn't play, that's huge. And also, Desmond Bane is iffy to play in this game. If you get one or both of those guys out, 245 is a really high total. But the Grizz are under this line in 71% of home games. Knicks are under this line in 77% of road games. The first game did go over, but Grizzlies only put up 106, and Knicks went absolutely bonkers and scored 143. Yes, this will be a fast pace, but again, that's why the number is 245, especially if we're missing 1 or 2 big offensive players. 1 bad quarter is all you need. It's something I'm looking into. I may add as a play, but I like the under 245. Second one, Donovan Mitchell over 31.5 points plus rebounds. Everyone and their mother is probably going to have this bet. I'm just going to be honest with you. Maybe I added two, but he dominates the Celtics. That's why. He is over this line in 8 straight games versus the Celtics, averaging 39.25 PRs per game. Absolutely insane. I mean, you could take PRAs. It doesn't even matter. He's over in all of them. He's had 43, 42, and 41 PRs in 3 games this season. He is crushing this line. It almost seems too good to be true, to be honest with you. He flat out owns them. He is a superstar. There's not much more to say. You don't need to worry about the matchup. He has proven he can beat this team, and he is a star, like we've talked about. This line has already moved from 30.5 to 31.5 PRs in like the last hour. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up at like 33.5 by tip-off. But this is a bet to look into. Just want to point that out with the under. But that's what I got for the research help. The 3 best bets so far and the 2 leans for you before we get out of here. Let's check out the recap. All right, we start out with Trae Young under 37.5 points plus assists, minus 115 for a unit. Andrew Nembhard under 18.5 PRAs for a half unit. And then Asar Thompson over 17.5 PRAs, minus 105 for a full unit. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate the support. If you haven't already hit that like button, I would appreciate it. But hope you guys have a great Friday, and we'll talk to you soon.